Why is it that we go from abundance to lack? Because of fear. Fear of what? Fear of the unknown. Now, where does fear exist? Is it out there? Is it here? No. Fear only exists in the mind, which means that it's an illusion. So if we're running around in circles all the time, looking for something out here, and when this has happened, and when I get this thing, then I'll feel abundant. That's God's honest truth. Now think about it. What is the difference between abundance and lack? It's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. It's a vibrational frequency that you operate on, that we operate on. So if it's a state that's internally, that is completely irrelevant what is going on externally, because everything begins on the inside first. So if you're feeling lack, if you're feeling scarcity, you're feeling scared and afraid and ashamed and guilty and resentful and envy, then that is going to be a complete reflection on the outside world. So regardless of where you are right now in life, if you're smiling or you're sad or you're broke or you're rich or your girlfriend, boyfriend's just left you, whatever, understand this one thing from this video today. You're one choice away, one decision away from beginning to feel completely differently. With one decision, one choice, you can realize and decide to feel differently today. Remember, even if you were to feel good today, because of something that happened externally, let's say you didn't have a lot of money, and then you got some money. Okay, great, you'd feel the dopamine rush, the serotonin, everything would be rushing through your body, and you'd feel great. But then a day later, a week later, you make the same decision that you did before, and you end up in the exact same place. That's because it's just a habit. It's not because you're broken. It's not because you're not deserving. It's not because you're being punished. It's because of a habit. Something that you've done for a very, very long time that's allowed you to feel a certain way and is now resulted in being somewhere in life. And obviously in a certain state, which is for most people, including myself, I'm no saint. My habit, I'll tell you the exact habit that I was going through for a very, very long time. I would make money, I would feel good about making that money, then I'd want to make more money, and I'd end up losing that money. And then I'd go on a downward spiral. In other words, what I call an episode. An episode of the same thing occurring over and over again, and not realizing until it's actually happened, until I fucked up. Then I'd be like, oh my God, how has this happened again? How have I allowed this to occur? Why? Because I've allowed myself to get triggered. I've identified with the thoughts that they are real, that I have to do this thing, and I have to go there, and I have to make this money now, because if I don't make this money now, then I'll feel unworthy. And you see how it's nothing to do with the actual money itself. It's a choice, it's a decision, it's a state of mind. I was operating in constant lack. I was operating in fear. I was afraid that if I don't make money now, then I won't be able to make it later. That's a frigging illusion. It's a lie. And that's what we've been fed our entire life, that we need to have money first. We need to be and work hard, especially because if we don't, then we're not good enough. And if we're not good enough, then we're not going to make a lot of money. And if we don't make a lot of money, we're going to be a sad, poor person who is undeserving of everything. Right? We've all been there. So that's the nutshell, if that makes sense, of this video. I wanted to express what came into my mind in the present moment. I've got no notes, as you can tell. It's all just things that are surfacing up to the surface that I'm coming back around again. And I've just turned 30 last month, and so many beautiful things have occurred over the last couple of years, and how life has shifted, and how you just go back into certain places and habits and states of mind to revisit, to check, have you actually grown out of them, or do you keep being pulled back in them over and over again? So that comes with anything: habits, behaviors, relationships, your thinking patterns. It's all the same thing. So the moral of the story is, if you want to stop going from abundance to lack, realize that everything is in your power right now. Everything that you're looking for, everything that you need is already right here, right now. Not just inside of you, but remember that you create your life. You go to work, you make money, you start businesses, you start families, you create relationships. So you have that power, and that's the illusion. We've been fed that we don't have that power, that it's somewhere out there. Something needs to occur before we feel good. That is the matrix. It's a lie. It's been conditioned, ingrained so deeply into our soul that everybody believes it, that you can't feel abundant now because you're broke. But broke is just a mindset, because in order for you to be rich, you have to be rich in the mind way before you are in the pocket. Let that sink in. And that's how simple it is. Life is simple. Trading is simple. Everything is simple. Is it easy? No, not necessarily. But it is simple. It's crazy when you really think about it, you know. So, do what you will with it. And I'll see you in another video. Take care. Have a blessed day.